This is Leadership Beyond, your community of conversation.
But this is the first time in my professional career that everybody, 100% of us, are consciously aware we are engaged in the change initiative.
Yeah, everything. I mean, COVID caused us all to go through change, right? At the same time, but our experiences were so different.
Facing these unprecedented times in isolation is pure insanity. Joining us today is Laurent Pierre Jr. Laurent is a visionary tech leader and currently Senior Vice President of Global Customer Support at Precisely. With a career spanning key roles at IBM, Microsoft, Wolters Kluwer, and NielsenIQ, he has led large-scale digital transformation initiatives across global enterprises. Laurent is passionate about harnessing AI, cloud technologies, and data-driven strategies to elevate customer experience and operational efficiency. He's known for his people-first leadership style, and Laurent builds high-performing teams that thrive on innovation, empathy, and continuous improvement. His work sits at the intersection of technology and human impact, driving change that's both scalable and meaningful.
What I really loved about our conversation with Laurent, one, is just his energy and his passion. And of course, we're kindred spirits, I think, because we see things very similarly in terms of people strategy aligning to business strategy and technology. But the way that Laurent wove in examples and use cases to underscore the pain points that he's experienced and the way that they have worked through those things, I think that's made for a great conversation.
And what I really like, the same as you, is just the way he shows up, so warm, enthusiastic, inviting, and caring. And his superpower, even when it comes to people, is still process. Because a lot of times we have the intention and we really do care about the people and we really want to take it into, but we don't have a process to make that happen beyond our one-to-ones. And just the process enables us to bring our best forward. And it isn't just technology process, it's people process as well. Welcome, Laurent.
Well, Laurent Pierre, thank you so much for joining our episode today. We are so excited to talk to you, and we're really excited to bring your expertise to our audience. I think, as we were talking in the pre-show, we've got a lot of similarities, different paths, but both you and I have been in our careers focused on this juggle between technology and, well, and there's also people, right? Right? Like, we understand the tech and we're the ones representing that we still have people at the companies as well. And so I'm excited to dig in because there's just going to be so much synergy. I think we're going to be maybe a little all over the place, but that's kind of how we roll. If you've listened to our show before, the idea is, so just see where we go. But our focus today is really talking about that technology within business and people strategy and how people strategy actually supports our technologies to drive our business results. And we can't forget that key component. So as we get started, if you would just give us a little bit of history on kind of how you got to where you are today and what Precisely is about and what you're doing there.
Absolutely. So thanks again for having me, folks. I'm really happy. It's my fun topic, and it's good to be with you guys today. So for me, I've been in technology for close to approaching, I'm going to date myself, 3 decades, right? And I started out, believe it or not, my first role out of undergrad was a consultant on Capitol Hill for a constituent correspondence management software company. At the time that we were responsible for, and I think our competition back then was with EDS. and we were responsible for all of the letters that you get from your senators or congressmen, and we helped with campaigns, and we helped with issues that are important to constituents. And back then, we were doing AI manually in the sense where customers, not customers, but constituents would call in to their congressmen or senators and voice their concerns on issues, and our software had the ability to tag those conversations, tag those inbound emails, and then generate those letters of support or position statements to those specific customers based on the feedback that we had. And so that was kind of our first foray into being able to target customers or constituents based on what they had. And so from that, I spent a lot of time with customers, either as a consultant or on site, and working with technology. And the common thread between there is, as I remember an old mentor of mine, he was in sales. He said, regardless of the software, regardless of how many cool features you're putting in, we are in a people business. And
Mm.
he said to me very plainly, one thing you learn, I know this is your first job out of school, but one thing you have to learn is how to work with people, how to understand their needs. And he said, the reason why the senators and congressmen buy software from me is because they trust me. They trust me first. And even if the software has a bug or they run into an issue, they trust that I'm going to take care of it for them. And that stuck with me 30 years later, right, in my career, because that's what I've been building along the way, is making sure that I don't leave the people component behind as much as I geek out around the tech that's new and coming around. And
Was
so
there a particular moment? Oh, sorry, I
no,
didn't
no,
mean to interrupt.
and I was going to say, so fast forward to where we are here at Precisely, data integrity company. We have our AI strategy that we just had some great press about over on LinkedIn and a lot of social media and whatnot. And we are pretty much that company, the company that out of 100 Fortune 100 companies, 95 of them have our software, and we're talking things around data integrity, location intelligence, as well as data enrichment. And so, in all that we're talking about, especially the hot topic of AI, the foundation of that is data. And so, a lot of people are wanting to deploy AI solutions, agentic AI services, and whatnot. But if your data is not good and your data is not clean, you're going to have a really bad experience, both from a hallucination perspective, from a right solution to the customer perspective. And so our company works with a lot of companies, close to 12,000 companies around the world, around making sure that their data can be trusted, that their data is accurate, that their data is governed properly, and it's managed. And so think about companies who need to get a package to the right place on the 10th floor of cubicle 1AC or whatnot. That's the level of granularity that our software is able to go to in part of our location intelligence solutions that we have. And if you take a look at some of the other aspects of either delivery routing or companies like DoorDash, for example, use our software as well. It's really important that our data is right so that things are getting delivered to the right place, right? As opposed to a house address with a specific location or an apartment building with a specific location, so people don't end up in the middle of a tarmac or in a cornfield somewhere. And so those are some examples of what we do. But I'm super excited. I'm going to celebrate a year next month here at Precisely and what I do. And so we're doing a lot of things around technology, people, and process. And hopefully we'll get into some of that in the next 20 minutes or so.
Well, you just said technology, people, and process. So we're very interested in people strategy. And something came to mind as you talked about the data, especially because the word customer is in your title, which is a customer is always a person. And we can use technology to support and certainly do, and it's a good idea. So the question is, and also you're global, yet every challenge is a local challenge. So how do you build bridges between the data precision, precisely, if we may say,
Sure.
and the need of a customer?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that we look at when we're diving into a solution for a customer is what is it that they're trying to achieve and what are the problems that they have, first of all. Sometimes it's not necessarily just a data problem. It's also a business problem
Yes.
that you're trying to solve. And oftentimes people want to throw technology at something that is getting the different functions in a room and identifying what is it that we're trying to solve in the first place. And so I can't tell you the number of times where customers have purchased technology without a use case, without a plan, without a problem to solve, but it's that it had the words AI or it had some cool feature of the day. And 6 months later, they're staring at the software,
Same
not knowing
problem.
what to do with it,
Yeah,
right?
they don't
And
know the
or
root
even worse,
cause.